You are now entering Crazy Joe's Galaxy. Enjoy the wild ride. You are now entering the galaxy.
What's going on, everybody? We got Crazy Joe and Big Dog Jimmy here with a full show review breakdown of WWE Monday Night Raw from July 11, 2016, when they were in Detroit, Michigan, baby, at the Joe Louis Arena. Now, they kicked off the show with an Intercontinental Battle Royal for the #1 contendership. That's right, a Battle Royal to determine the #1 contender for the Miz's Intercontinental Championship. I really hope that we get a new champion at Battleground, because whoever won it, ends up getting a shot at the title. Now, before, I already know who won. You guys might know, but you might not. Now, we had a very interesting group of individuals in this. I think it actually would have been a good time to debut somebody in it. Would have been nice. But then at the same time, you don't necessarily got to debut and lose. So, but a Battle Royal, losing and that getting tossed over, it starts a feud. But with the draft coming up, there'll be plenty of surprises and debuts, I imagine. So, and I'm really looking forward to that. We'll get into that later. But first, we had Bubba Ray, Devon, Connor, Victor, Apollo Crews, Simon Gotch, Aiden English, Goldust, R-Truth, Baron Corbin, Dolph Ziggler, Jimmy and Jey Uso, Alberto Del Rio, Darren Young, Jack Swagger, Bo Dallas, Curtis Axel in there. Now, the final four came down to, from what I recall, was Apollo Crews, Darren Young, Baron Corbin, and was it Dolph Ziggler? Was he the fourth guy? The last, I think Ziggler was, yeah. And Ziggler got tossed up by Corbin. Corbin and Apollo Crews tossed each other over, and our winner is Darren Young, the man who is being managed by Bob Backlund, a man who had dominance in the WWE for years before I was even born. And Bob Backlund, there was a Bob Backlund era. Bob Backlund is a hell of a performer. The guy's awesome, and I'm glad that he is with somebody and he is being showcased on the WWE with somebody, and it is Darren Young. Darren Young, I'm pretty sure a lot of people, I don't know if everybody knows, but he is the first openly gay professional wrestler that is on the active roster, and he is getting a shot at the Intercontinental Championship at Battleground because he won. So will the first openly gay man in professional wrestling in the WWE on the active roster, that is he going to become the first openly gay champion? I know, it's not a big deal. Like, some people say it's a big deal. Some people don't. I think it actually would be a huge thing if he wins and be surprised. I think it would be news all over the place. A lot of people would be excited about it. Some people would shit on it and hate it, but I personally wouldn't have a problem with it. Darren Young is an awesome and amazing performer. Whatever he does in the privacy of his own home with somebody else is his own business. So anyways, so now we go on to... let's see here. We had Sheamus attack Zack Ryder, which I hated. I couldn't stand it. He went up and he challenged Rusev, and he basically, in my opinion, Zack Ryder punked out Rusev until Sheamus attacked him, and then Sheamus, had beaten down Zack Ryder and attacked him, jumped him like a coward, and then he ends up fighting Zack Ryder in a match and wins. Which, if Zack Ryder was 100%, I think he would have whooped Sheamus' ass, and he would have won with the Rough Rider, So, and then afterwards, after the match, when Sheamus won, Rusev came out, beat the crap and stuffing out of Zack Ryder, wounded Zack Ryder, beating down Zack Ryder, and he just tore him apart, and he accepted his challenge to get Zack Ryder versus Rusev at Battleground, which is going to be awesome. Then we go on to Tyler Breeze and Fandango versus Lucha Dragons. Tyler Breeze and Fandango win. I didn't really pay attention to that. I was busy doing other stuff at the time. So then we go to Rollins, the Rollins report, and I thought it was pretty funny with Rollins doing the whole thing with Roman Reigns where he edited the video and made him look like a bad guy, and this and that was pretty crazy. I kind of zoned out for some reason when because I didn't think really anything was going to happen with Dean Ambrose versus Rollins. I didn't think anything was going to happen with Seth Rollins and Dean Ambrose on the report. I didn't think they were in a fight. I didn't think there was going to be any news breaking. So I went to the bathroom, and then I come out, and Big Dog Jimmy's like, yo, messed it. I can't believe it. You messed it. Seth Rollins and Dean Ambrose are going to fight for the WWE Championship on Monday Night Raw next week. I'm like, what? Huh? I'm like, wow. So that was very interesting. I usually take bathroom breaks during huge talking segments where it's like the Jarrett, the Jarrett Show, the Miz TV, the Rollins Report, the Dean Ambrose, Cycle Asylum, and all the other shows that they have. I usually just fucking go to the bathroom because it's like, oh, talking segment, brawl, no big news is going to happen from it. And then there's a huge, gigantic, announcement. I'm like, Jesus. So that's going to be a really fun match. So then we end up going to Kevin Owens and Cesaro, but there's a whole thing where Kevin Owens doesn't want Sami Zayn on commentary, and then they end up brawling before the match, and then Cesaro and Kevin Owens wrestle in an awesome match. Kevin Owens ends up winning it. You kind of feel, I really like Owens. I really like Cesaro, but I just didn't feel that there was a reason to be invested in the match, because what doesn't matter who wins the match when there's like nothing on the line. There's no championship on the line. It doesn't, the outcome doesn't really matter. It does matter in an aspect of who has got momentum going into the next show on SmackDown or Raw or the pay-per-view or the special event, but at the moment in time and how it's been for a long time, and part of the reason I know myself and I think other individuals have an issue with matches is, okay, the guy wins. Does that do anything for him? If he loses, what does it do to him? There should be some kind of ranking system for guys for championships in different divisions and stuff, like the U.S. division, the Intercontinental division, the World Title division, tag division. There should be certain individuals in each one, and be some way where, like, you win a battle royal, and then you move out of the U.S. or Intercontinental division, move up to the World Title or some shit like that, division and, whatnot. So, anyways, I really like both of them. They're amazing performers. I just didn't feel that I needed to be invested and really focused on the match. So I didn't, and Kevin Owens won. That's awesome. Like I said, what was the point? So anyway, so then we had Heath Slater and Titus ONeil, and I don't know, Titus ONeil won. I'm not really sure what, I really like the Social Outcast. They're awesome. Titus ONeil's awesome too, but I just didn't feel like, what's the point? Kind of like the same thing with Owens and Cesaro. What's the point of getting really invested in watching it and being all zoned in and recording myself talking about the match and what's happening and this and that, if there's nothing really for me to be like, okay, coming out, where does this go from here? So Titus won. And then we go to an awesome segment with Gallows and Anderson, the club, with AJ Styles versus Enzo and Big Cass. An awesome tag team match. I got my live reaction video up. I have a review for what happened afterwards up as well. And always an awesome job by Enzo and Cass on the mic, as well as AJ Styles, Anderson, and Gallows. It was awesome. The match was really cool. Ended in a DQ when AJ Styles attacked Big Cass and dumped him over the barricade. They were about to beat down Enzo, but then John Cena came out for the save. He flew out from Los Angeles to be here for Detroit, Michigan, Monday Night Raw. It's crazy, and they brawled and beat down the club. That's John Cena, Enzo, and Cass, and they punked them out, and they did not get back in the ring, and so they stand tall. Looking forward to that match. Really big, very huge on that match for Battleground. So then we go to Dana Brooke versus Sasha Banks. Dana Brooke had the WWE Women's Champion. Charlotte there, which you all know, I don't like her. I did at one point, I was like, all right, she kicked her dad Ric Flair to the curb. Now she's going to stand on her own, and now she's really going to thrive and do it, and not have to have somebody help her. And then she gets a protege, and then back to the same thing. So it's like, ugh. I can't wait for her to lose the Women's Championship. And I really hope it's Sasha. And I'm hoping for the draft that they have a women's division on Raw and a women's division on SmackDown, and they have a women's championship on Raw and women's championship on SmackDown, whether it's called the Women's Universe Championship, the Divas Champion, whatever they call it for SmackDown or Raw. I don't know who's going to land where yet, so, and Sasha Banks won the match, which was awesome. I got my live reaction for the full match up. I really enjoyed it. A lot of fun. I don't know if it's me. Me and Big Dog Jimmy both noticed and both thought that Dana Brooke's boobs are a lot bigger than they used to be. We think she had a boob job sometime recently. I don't know, but she's amazing. She's awesome. I'm big up on her and also Sasha Banks. I like them both. But, I'm not going to repeat what Big Dog Jimmy saying. He's saying some pretty wild and dirty stuff. Knock it off. Stop saying that. Yeah, I would, but I'm not going to say that here. So, then, you think I'm embarrassed to? No, it's just that I don't feel that it's the place or the time to say that. If I ever meet Dana Brooke, then, maybe something. I don't know whether she got a boyfriend, if she's engaged or she's married, but, I'm going to look into that because she's pretty damn hot. But anyway, so then we end up having that was the main event. That was the main event, which is awesome because there were no more matches after that. Vince McMahon ends up coming out after Shane came out, Stephanie came out. They talked a little bit. Vince came out. There was a big thing. They both put on, and they both talked about what they thought. They both put why they should run SmackDown and such. Then Vince ends up announcing that the commissioner will be Shane of Raw, and the commissioner of no. I got that wrong. Big Dog Jimmy just freaked out and said he's going to bite my neck. So Shane is going to run SmackDown. Stephanie's going to run Raw. So Shane's going to be the commissioner of SmackDown. Stephanie will be the commissioner of Raw. And Vince said that they both need to appoint general managers because if they're running day-to-day operations, they need a general manager underneath them to help them run the show. And if they don't appoint the general manager, he will do it for them. So that makes things very interesting. I'm hoping that's where we start the shake-up and the change and the shock that the universe, the WWE universe here and also in Crazy Joe's Galaxy, that we want. The Galaxy wants a shake-up. We want change. We want new individuals. We want new characters to be thrusted into Monday Night Raw and SmackDown. The general manager of Raw and SmackDown should both be people who have not been on Raw for a while, or somebody who may have been around on and off over the last couple of years, and somebody who may have been gone for years, maybe somebody who hasn't ever been there. I actually would like to see Shane McMahon have Kurt Angle as his general manager, and Stephanie McMahon should have Paul Heyman as her general manager. That's what I would do, so let me know your comments and opinions down below, your thoughts. What do you think? Who should be the general manager for Stephanie on Raw? Who should be the general manager of Shane for SmackDown? Who do you think? What would be your picks? Let me know down below. Thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, hit that subscribe button. What's up, Big Dog Jimmy? It's still going on about Dana Brooks and how bodacious she is. Yep, I know. Thanks for watching.